Hi there. Real quick before we jump into the episode. If you enjoy this episode, or any of the other episodes, be sure to give us a follow or subscribe. It would also be great if you shared it with a friend, or better yet, left a review so others can know how awesome it is. Thanks so much. And now, the episode.
Hey there, Press Starters, and welcome to the Press Start Leadership Podcast, the podcast about game-changing leadership, teaching you how to get the most out of your product and development team and become the leader you were meant to be. Leadership coaching and training for the international game industry professional. Now, let me introduce you to your host, the man, the myth, the legend, Christopher Mifsud.
Hey there, Press Starters, and welcome back to another awesome edition of the Press Start Leadership Podcast. On this week's edition, we're talking about lessons from Dungeons & Dragons, how being a game master makes you a better leader. I've recently fallen into my new role as a game master for City of Mist, which is a tabletop RPG or role-playing game, like Dungeons & Dragons, for those of you who don't speak nerd. As I've been organizing and overseeing these City of Mist game nights with my friends, it's gotten me thinking. The skills needed to be a game master are deeply aligned with those needed to be a great leader. So let's explore the similarities. Here's how being a game master helps you become a better leader. It teaches you to be organized. As a game master, you schedule times to meet and get the players together. You organize where the characters go, who they encounter, what challenges they face, and the monsters they meet. Just like in leadership, you make the schedule, put the plan together, and gather the team. It teaches you to be adaptive. Just like in life, after all your meticulous planning, the players inevitably decide to go in a different direction. Did you have a plan B, C, D? Surprise! They often go with none of them, and the story doesn't stop there. It needs to keep going, so you learn to adapt, keeping them entertained and challenged. It's no different than being a leader and keeping projects on track and employees busy. It teaches you to be creative. Designing puzzles, traps, problems, and dilemmas for the players to face takes creativity. Even if you run a pre-written adventure, the characters may head off in directions you never dreamed of, challenging your innovation skills. When working in teams, you constantly face problems and challenges, so it's important to pivot and think creatively. It teaches you to lead and serve diverse teams. As a game master, your players' characters are diverse in attitudes, wants, needs, and desires. What drives one person's satisfaction won't work for another. As a leader, it's your job to understand motivation. Does your wizard like puzzles? Does your fighter want all combat all the time? Is your bard looking for intrigue? You can't give everyone what they want all the time, but you can find a balance that keeps them engaged and enjoying the experience. Plus, if you can make a battle that's a puzzle with intrigue, that's just bonus points. Having these skills not only teaches you to manage people, but also how to maximize your team's interest with the tasks at hand. That's being a great leader, keeping your team engaged while making an awesome product. Speaking of awesome products, download my free ebook, 5 Heroic Leadership Skills. Don't feel like reading? Check out my YouTube channel and more of my podcast. That's this week's episode of Press Start Leadership Podcast. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, thanks for being awesome. Give us a follow, a like, a share, and even a review if you feel like it. We'd really appreciate it. Cheers. If you haven't downloaded my free ebook, 5 Heroic Leadership Skills, click on the link in the description. Tune in next week for your next episode of Press Start Leadership Podcast. Thank you. Oh, hi. and the episode's over, but thanks for sticking around till the end. Be sure to check out more episodes in the playlist and new episodes every week on Monday. Follow or subscribe so you never miss an episode. Don't forget to leave a review. Thanks again for being awesome.